Hello, Snakes. My name is Dante, and today it's Podcast Tuesday once again. There was a bit of troubleshooting there because right at the start, but at least we're live now, and it's time for some MTG news. That is the topic of the podcast. We got the new bans and restrictions and review them in each format. We've also got the combo of the week, a special Commander combo of the week, which I actually discovered and by going to my local game store, the new spoilers for the secret lair drop Black is Magic, and new Strixhaven spoilers and more cool stuff that's coming out now, and yeah. So let's just start off with the combo of the week, which is so this combo was a combo I just discovered by going to my local game store, and that's the combo of the week. And I saw this guy just playing mono black Yawgmoth commander deck, and I saw he was winning with he was winning the game right on the spot with the combo right there. These 4 cards make an infinite combo. So right before everyone scooped up, I asked to take a picture. He said yes, and that's the picture of the combo. So that combo is actually very powerful. You got Yawgmoth, Butcher Ghoul, Geralf's Messenger, and Vindictive Vampire. So the combo starts off with you sacrificing. So you have all these out, and no one has counters yet. You pay 1 life and sacrifice Butcher Ghoul to put a -1/-1 counter on someone else's creature. That's for now. And then you draw a card. Then Vindictive Vampire causes you to gain the life back that you lost and deal 1 damage to each opponent. So you're not losing any life. Then that creature comes back with a +1/+1 counter on it. You have Geralf's Messenger, in which you basically sacrifice him to put a -1/-1 counter on Butcher Ghoul to remove Butcher Ghoul's +1/+1 counter on it as they cancel out. So, yeah, it costed you 1 life, but then you gain it back and deal 1 damage to each opponent. You draw a card, then Geralf's Messenger comes back with a +1/+1 counter on it, tapped. Make someone lose 2 life. And then you basically do this to draw a number of cards, dealing that same amount of damage to each opponent. Then you basically get to also deal half that amount of damage, not half, the same amount of damage among distributed as you want among any number of players in packs of 2, as it is a Geralf's Messenger ability. And you get to it's a very powerful combo, which won him the game right on the spot for Commander. So yeah, so I just saw this, I decided to put this there, and that's the combo of the week. A very special one. You like it? If you like it, then remember to just give it a like and give this video a like and subscribe or follow. So yeah, there's a new one every week. So let's start off with the first news, which we're gonna have historic ban announcements, and they are Omnath, Locus of Creation, and Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath are the cards involved in the historic bans of this month, February 15th. So Omnath was suspended in the format, Omnath, Locus of Creation, but now it's banned from suspended. 4 mana, 4/4 legendary elemental with whenever it enters battlefield, draw a card, and landfall, gain 4 life if it's the first time. If it's the second time, add 4 mana. If it's the third time, deal 4 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker you don't control. Then Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath, got instantly banned in the format without even having to go into suspense mode. It just got insta-banned. 3 mana 6/6 legendary Elder Giant. When to battlefield, sacrifice it unless it escaped. When enters battlefield or attack, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand onto battlefield. Escape for 4 mana and exile 5 other cards from your graveyard. So yeah, these are the historic bans. So yeah, nothing got unbanned from historic, nothing got unsuspended, nothing got suspended, nothing got. Yeah, it's just these 2 cards are banned, and Omnath was already suspended from the start. Now it's banned. So let's just head into the golden pioneer bans, and we've got the pioneer bans. We've got Battlestrade Spy, Teferi Time Raveler, Undercity Informer, and Wilderness Reclamation, and Uro, again, Titan of Nature's Wrath. You know what Uro does. But Battlestrade Spy, it's a 4 mana 2/3 vampire rogue with flying. When to battlefield, target player mills until they get land. And yeah. And Undercity Informer is a 3 mana 2/3 human rogue that you can pay 1 mana, sacrifice a creature, and target player mills until they get land. Then we've got Teferi Time Raveler, 3 mana, 4 loyalty legendary planeswalker Teferi. Each opponent can only cast spells at sorcery speed, +1. Your sorceries have flash until your next turn, -3. Bounce 1 artifact, creature, or enchantment, and draw a card. And Wilderness Reclamation is a 4 mana enchantment that untaps your land at the beginning of your end step. All of them. In fact, that's why it's so powerful. So yeah. They're all 5 cards that were too powerful and they got banned. Battlestrade Spy and Undercity Informer because they formed for very good strategies with the new flip lands and choice lands and stuff, where you can mill out your whole deck. Teferi Time Raveler just because of pure power, you couldn't basically cast anything. Like every you have to cast everything at sorcery speed for the opponents, and yeah. And it's hard to deal with because the -3 is a pain. Yeah. And Wilderness Reclamation, it's part of the same strategy and stuff. Uro just because of they decided to just massively ban Uro in several formats. So let's just go into the modern bans. And we've got Field of the Dead, Mystic Sanctuary, Simian Spirit Guide, Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath, and Tybalt's Trickery. So, Field of the Dead, enter battlefield tapped. Tap for colorless whenever landfall. Yeah. If you have 7 or more lands with different names, create 2/2 zombie. So this card was seen in several what's it called? Omnath deck strategies and stuff. Was initially banned in Standard and Mod and Pioneer. Then it got hit by a modern ban. So now recently, because of those strategies, and it was just busted. Yeah, they didn't ban Omnath though. They banned Mystic Sanctuary due to its power in the control decks. It's an island. The enters battlefield tapped unless you control 3 or more other islands, and when enters battlefield untapped, you put 1 of your instants or sorceries from your graveyard on top of your library. So you do this as a combo move with Cryptic Command. You have Mystic Sanctuary out. You did not play a land this turn. you do a you do on your opponent's turn. You use Cryptic Command to tap their creatures and bounce your Mystic Sanctuary. Wait. Bounce your Mystic Sanctuary. Then you have another Cryptic Command in your hand. Just saying. Then in your turn, draw a card. You use Mystic Sanctuary. Put that Cryptic Command on top of your library. You have another one in your hand. Then the opponent goes in. On their turn, you just do a Cryptic Command. Then you draw Cryptic Command, play Mystic Sanctuary, put Cryptic Command on top, then pass. Then you Cryptic Command them, bounce the Mystic Sanctuary, tap them. Then you draw Cryptic Command. Yeah, you just do this to lock your opponent until they end up decking out or dies for other reasons. Simian Spirit Guide was banned just as a precaution, and yeah, they were scared of its future and stuff like that, so they decided to ban Simian Spirit Guide there, as it allows you to speed up everything, as it grants you mana, allows you to win in turn 1, and that's something Modern does not approve of. So yeah, it was just powerful, so they banned it. Uro, again, we got that card banned for similar reasons as in the other formats. Tybalt's Trickery already got banned in Modern due to its power. You could basically do a Cascade to hit Tybalt's Trickery to counter your own Cascade spell, randomly mill some stuff, then you get your biggest thing out for free. And it was just too powerful, so they ended up banning Tybalt's Trickery in Modern. Also could function as a counterspell for burn decks, so they ended up banning Tybalt's Trickery. So yeah, these are the Modern bans for this month, and nothing got unbanned. And let's just head into the Legacy bans, and we've got no unbans this time. We've got 3 cards banned. Arkham's Astrolab has gotten banned again. Wow. Well, yeah. It's a snow artifact. When to battlefield, draw a card, 1 mana tap, add 1 mana of any color. Yes, snow is a mana cost. Yeah. It was. Yeah, and it's basically just like prismatic prism, I think it was called. Prophetic prism. But instead of being 2 mana, it's 1 snow, and it's a snow artifact rather than being a normal artifact. And that got banned. It was initially banned in Pauper, then banned in Modern, and now it's banned in Legacy. Like, it's a mana filter cantrip card, which is very good as well, and it allows you to. And since you could replace basic lands with snow lands, then that made it very powerful and very easy to cast. So it ended up being a very powerful card. They banned it in Modern, Pauper, and Legacy. Then we got Dreadhorde Arcanist. 2 mana, 1/3 zombie wizard with trample. And when it attacks, you may cast target instant or sorcery card with converted mana cost less than or equal to Dreadhorde Arcanist's power from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that card would be put into your graveyard this turn, exile instead. So basically, Flashback is some 1 mana spells for free, and even if it doesn't hit the opponent, it just recasts everything, and it just makes Delver decks very powerful. So they ended up banning Dreadhorde Arcanist due to its power with the Delver decks. And then we got Oko, Thief of Crowns, banned in Legacy, finally. 3 mana, 4 loyalty, legendary planeswalker Oko, +2, create food, +1. Target artifact or creature loses soul abilities and becomes an elk with base power and toughness 3/3. -5, trade an artifact or creature you control, and target creature an opponent controls with power 3 or less. So I mean, the -5 is not really that good, but the +2 and the +1 is what destroys everything. Like the +2 creates you food, that is a game changer, and the +1 turns stuff into elk. So you could turn your food into elks, or turn your opponent's powerful stuff into elks. So yeah, you can even make your stuff bigger and stuff. So yeah, they end up banning Oko finally, after being banned in Standard, Historic, Pioneer, and Modern. So yeah, and they end up banning it in Legacy. Next is Vintage restriction. So yeah, but I don't think it should be banned. I think they should have started unbanning it in other formats, really. And that's something I'm saying, as not as an Oko player or that type of player, as a burn player, honestly. I mean, it does screw over burn decks, but yeah, it really should come back, honestly. Let's just go into the vintage bans and restrictions, in which we've got no banned cards, no restricted cards, but Lurrus got unbanned. 3 mana, 3/2 companion. Each permanent in your starting deck has to be 2 or less mana. And lifelink, during each of your turns, you may cast 1 permanent spell with CMC 2 or less from your graveyard. So that was initially banned due to its power. Restriction wasn't enough because you only really need 1 in the sideboard to companion Lurrus, and yeah, it just recurs everything and stuff. It was too powerful, so they banned it in Vintage. I think not in Standard. They banned it only in Vintage. Then they nerfed the companion mechanic. They made a rules change for it. Then they decided to try and see what happens if they unban Lurrus, due to the companion being more costly, meaning that Lurrus technically is 6 mana now and not 3 mana. Well, it's free for a foretell, practically, like mechanic, and 3 mana to cast it. So yeah, but it's still like 6 mana to cast it rather than 3. Because like you could cast it initially with 1 Black Lotus. Like you just need Black Lotus, and then you casted a Lurrus there. And then you recast Black Lotus and do something with it. But now you gotta do Black Lotus, put Lurrus into your hand. Then you probably need to use your 2 Mopsin plus your basic land to cast Lurrus, then recast Black Lotus. So it just made it harder now. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if any of you play Vintage. I mean, it's a very expensive format. I don't play Vintage. I mean, there are some people in good economical situations or rich people that actually play Vintage. But I mean, if you play Vintage and you have a Vintage deck, I mean, it will be hard to find an opponent, really, because not many people play Vintage, and even if you do play Vintage, it's hard to find someone else who plays Vintage. So yeah. So I mean, Lures of the Dream Den unbanning from Vintage may not affect any of you much, but the other ones, just pay attention to them. Legacy bans, Modern bans, Pioneer bans, Historic bans. Historic's only Magic the Gathering arena, so MTGA players, check this out. Everyone else, you could check out the Pioneer, Modern, Legacy, Vintage, just in case. And we've got the rules change coming up. Number 4, and it is... So, Cascade got a rules change from rule 702.84a. Cascade is now a triggered ability that functions only while the spell with Cascade is on the stack. Well, that's always a thing. Cascade means when you cast a spell, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card whose converted mana cost is less than the spell's converted mana cost. You may cast that spell without paying its mana cost if its converted mana cost is less than the spell's converted mana cost. Then put all cards exiled this way that weren't cast onto the bottom of your library in a random order. So yeah, just ignore Apex Devastator's reminder text. The real text, just remember, it is actually Cascade from Cascade. So basically, this was for the flip cards where they had 2 different mana costs and stuff. Like, so if the mana cost was more expensive on the other side, like for example stuff like Valky and Tybalt, then that meant, for example, Bloodbraid Elf could cast the Valky side now, not the Tybalt side, because when you casted one of those spells for free, you could pick which side to cast. Now for Cascade, you can only cast which side to cast if it fits into the Cascade threshold. So for example, Apex Devastator has Cascade 4 times, 10 mana, 10/10. So Cascade 4 times on a 9 or less threshold. So if you hit a double face card in which the face side is 9 or less, then you could cast that side. And then if the other side, you could cast it if it hit the 9 or less threshold. But if it's 10 or higher, you could not cast the second side. That was what happened with that's the rules change for the new Valky and Tybalt card, where they just nerfed Cascade, so you can't choose which side to cast, even if the other side is more expensive than the Cascade spell or same cost. Well, that's it for rules change, bans, and restrictions. Now it's time for the golden spoilers for Blackest Magic, and it is... Yeah, remember to have your entourage. And we've got the Blackest Magic Secret Lair. 7 cards. We've got Cultivate. It's 3 mana sorcery that allows you to search for 2 basic lands, reveal them, put 1 to hand, put 1 to battlefield tap, then shuffle your library. Kaya Ghost Assassin. 4 mana, 5 loyalty. Legendary Planeswalker Kaya. 0 to exile her or up to 1 target creature. Return that card to battlefield under its owner's control. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you lose 2 life. -1 to make each opponent lose 2 life and you gain 2 life. And -2 to make each opponent discard a card and you draw a card. So it's a very powerful Planeswalker there, initially from Conspiracy 2. Kaya is a very powerful card nonetheless, and now got reprinted as the Blackest Magic Secret Lair. Then we've got Path of Ancestry. A land that enters battlefield tapped. Tap for 1 mana of any color to commander's color identity. When that mana is spent to cast a creature spell that shares a creature type of your commander, scry 1. Then we've got Teferi. Hero of Dominaria. 5 mana, 4 loyalty, legendary Planeswalker Teferi. +1, draw a card at the beginning of your next end step. Untap 2 lands. -3. Send 1 non-land permanent onto your library, first from top. -8, you get an emblem of whenever you draw a card, it's out or a permanent an opponent controls. So that's just a very powerful card in Pioneer and stuff. So yeah, and Modern sometimes. So Teferi is a very good card. Then we've got Ponder. 1 mana sorcery. Look at top 3 cards of your library. You may put them back in any order. You may shuffle your library, draw a card. It's a very powerful card that was banned in Modern, restricted in Vintage, but it is Legacy legal and it's played in the Delver decks as a way of altering the top card of your deck to then transform the Delver into Insect Aberration. We've got Soul Ring, a Commander classic, 1 mana artifact that taps for 2 mana, banned in Legacy, restricted in Vintage. But this is one very powerful Commander card that's seen in every Commander deck. You just see, if you see anyone playing a Commander game, you will always see someone who has Soul Ring in the deck. And you get Soul Ring in any Commander deck that you buy. And you could get them in the Commander sets and stuff. So Soul Ring's a very powerful card. And it's a very easily obtainable card as well. Then we've got Shalai, Voice of Plenty, 4 mana, 3/4, Legendary Angel. Flying. Your planeswalkers and your other creatures have hexproof. 6 mana to put +1 on counter on each creature you control. And color identity is white-green. So if you want to use Shalai your commander, she's white and green. And if you want to run her in the deck, it has to be a white and green deck. So yeah, that's basically for the Black is Magic Secret Lair. 7 cards. Let's just start off with the Strixhaven main set spoilers. The new ones. 5 cards, and they are Strixhaven spoilers. We've got 5 commands. We've got the Witherbloom command, 2 mana sorcery that allows you to choose to. Target player mills 3 cards, then you return a land card from your graveyard to your hand. Destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. Target creature gets -3/-1 until end of turn. Target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Then we've got the Silver Core command, 4 mana sorcery that allows you to choose to. Target creature gains +3/+3 and flying until end of turn. Bring back one of your creatures with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Target player draws a card and loses life. Target opponent sacrifices a creature. Quandrix command, 3 mana instant. Choose 2. Bounce a creature planeswalker. Counter target artifact or enchantment. Put 2/1/1 counters on target creature. Or target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from their graveyard to their library. Prismari command, 3 mana instant. Choose 2. Prismari command deals 2 damage to any target. Target player loots 2. Target player creates a treasure. And discard and destroy target artifact. Lorehold command, 5 mana instant. Choose 2. Create a 3/2 spirit. Creatures you control get +1/0 indestructible and haste until end of turn. Lorehold command, deals 3 damage to any target. Target player gains 3 life. Sacrifice a permanent, then draw 2 cards. So these are the only current spoilers in the main set that's going to be legal and standard, historic, pioneer, modern, legacy, every format, except for Pauper. These are the 5 cards that are currently legal in the standard set, and but they're not out yet. They're going to be out in 3 months or something, in April, I think it was, and it kind of brings us back to when there was the original 5 commands, like Cryptic command, Austere command, Primal command, Fiery command, I don't know, just the original 5 commands. Then we've got the 10 dragon commands from Dragons of Tarkir. And now we've got the Strixhaven School of Mages house commands, or the Strixhaven school commands, or Strixhaven house commands. whatever you want to call them. Not sure if there's going to be 5 or 10, but yeah, that's basically the 5 spoilers. There's also going to be a secret set in which you get 1 random card from that set in every booster that does not affect format legality, but you will be able to play them in draft if you get them. If you pick it, you can play it, but you can't play it in sealed. Only draft, but won't affect format legality, and it probably won't be legal in historic. So let's just head into the number 1, the secret set spoilers that we currently have, and they are Demonic Tutor, Opt, and Swords to Plowshares. Strixhaven special set. We've got the Demonic Tutor, 2 mana sorcery. Search your library for a card, put it into your hand, and shuffle. What? I swear, did I just... They left out your library. So yeah, it's this special set is gonna have 63 cards. The main set is gonna have how many? 275, I think. Yeah. Opt. 1 mana instant, scry 1, draw card. Swords to Plowshares. 1 mana instant. Exile a creature. Its control gains life equal to its power. But yeah, I mean, this time there is no meme, but we've got the Japanese versions of these spoilers for the special set. We've got special Japanese full arts. So yeah, congratulations. You've reached the end of the podcast. So why don't you like, subscribe, and follow if you aren't already, share with friends, stay tuned to my next videos, streams, and podcasts. Podcasts will be live every Tuesday, so stay tuned to them. Watch my other videos too. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And bye.